All right. Happy Monday morning, everyone. I've already got a ton of shit done today, so what you guys gonna do about it? All right. Today we are doing some product research. Something has come to my attention that needs my immediate attention. And Matt, this is pretty big. So this kind of changes a lot of, I think, my roadmap even potentially. This is an app called Circle.so. Now, if you guys have never heard of it, that's probably the way it should be. I think it's rolled out a couple weeks ago. I mean, maybe not a couple weeks ago, maybe in the last couple months. It's kind of been slowly been rolling out, that I've been seeing it a little more and more. But I think there's been some private beta testing going on for the last year or so. I don't know. Anyways, it got on my radar in the past 6 months, and now I guess a month or two ago I saw that Teachable was investing in it, so I knew that that would be interesting. And then to hear that the future, I don't know if this is public information yet, but they have a Facebook group that's private that you pay for, and I at least know that they're going to be testing out Circle, and I could potentially see things going off of Facebook completely, which blows my mind. So Circle has to be able to pull a lot of things off to be able to be a good alternative to Facebook groups. So I spent a little bit of time learning about this last night, signing up. I knew this is what I was going to be spending the rest of my day doing today, so I might as well just live stream it as I'm learning about it. So let me catch you guys up to speed. Here's what I know. Number one product of the day on Product Hunt. Okay, this was featured 3 months ago. Okay, so it seems that this is the rollout happening right now, and I mean, I really like what I see. Okay. Build Circle to make it easy, create thriving communities, course creators, memberships, products and brands, coaching communities and mastermind groups, influencers, bloggers. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, first question on Product Hunt. Might stop. Congrats, Andrew. As a user, do I have to sign up to multiple circles? Meaning it is more like Slack or Facebook groups where I can have one account that belongs to multiple circles. So we're going to get into this, but it's really interesting. So they're using single sign-ons from Teachable and WordPress. There's a couple others, but those are WordPress is obviously where my interest is at. So I can spend some more time going through this later, but wow, it looks like they're doing like live sessions inside of it. That's cool. Wow. I mean, that's not all that impressive, but it kind of is. It's interesting. Alright, so I just wanted to get a look at it. I ended up signing up for a free trial. I started taking some screenshots along the way. Let's see what I got. Okay, so you go to start a free trial. Actually, first they had this sales page. It was pretty good. Where'd it go? Okay. So this is actually how it started. They're just taking this quick survey. I'm really trying to break down their user flow and how many steps it is and everything about this process. So I'm screenshotting it, capturing it. So they basically bring their people interested into 3 different groups. As you'll see on this next slide. I think I took it. No, I might have forgot to grab that one. Okay, I'm gonna go back to their website and only halfway start a new account. Okay, let's do this in incognito. It's a page that I hadn't seen before. They split testing? Yeah. No, maybe... I think they were split testing something, but either way. Okay, so now we have this survey. 4 questions, and this is pretty interesting how they do this. I like it. We offer a few ways to get started with Circle. Which one of these would you prefer? Watch an on-demand product walkthrough right now and get started with a free 14-day trial. Join upcoming group demo webinar. The demo is live and lasts about 40 minutes. We have multiple times daily, and you can choose the time that works for your schedule in the next few days. Schedule a one-on-one demo, limited availability. So I clearly went with this one. Seems like the obvious answer. Are you looking to set up your community and invite your first members in the next 2 to 4 weeks? I said yes. How did you originally hear about Circle? I said in Facebook or on Facebook. I'm not certain if that's true. I don't really remember. Circle has a free 14-day trial. Starts at $39 per month. If it's a fit, is that within your budget? I like how they ask for this little commitment thing. So I'm just going to repeat what I did, which all of these mean that you are like their target customer, right? So now it takes us to this page, which was really cool. We have a little 30-minute demo right here. And I got sucked right into this before I even started the actual trial. I'll just mute this, but I actually skipped ahead. I didn't really watch the first half at all. I watched just enough to see that he was going to talk about integrating circles. I knew that would be right before the Q&A. I jumped about here into it. On there that I missed, but these integrations are what I'm mainly interested in. So they integrate with WordPress, Teachable, Stripe, Zapier. The fact that they use Zapier for all of these things means that it would not be difficult for us to plug directly into it. And okay. So I wasn't quite sure what they meant. I'm gonna turn his voice on for this part. You're gonna want to hear this.
Now, let's move on to the next thing, which is how to actually integrate. Right? So, we integrate with basically any tool that you have. WordPress, Teachable, Stripe, MemberSpace, MemberStack, MemberFull, all the tools that are out there, ConvertKit, basically everything using Zapier we can integrate with. And then we have the native SSO integrations with MemberStack, MemberSpace, Teachable is coming. WordPress, we already have one with Auth0 again. So, that's one of the big value props of Circle. But let's look at how that actually works, right? So, if you were to go into the admin area, right? So this is where we already were. And then you click the embed button. What you'll notice is that there are really three ways to basically integrate this community, this forum, discussion area into your website. So let's look at the community widget first.
Okay, 3 ways. Community widget, topic widget, and what was that other one? Space widget. So the first 2 are the most interesting, I think.
So if I click this preview button, you'll notice this whole area becomes white. It's because we're looking at the preview, right? And then there's this little button in the lower right-hand corner here. If you click that button, it brings the community up right in your space. So for a minute here, you can imagine that you had an online course, let's say on Teachable, and you wanted to embed this community right into your online course. What you can do is, like, imagine I'm your student, and I'm going to, I'm looking at like a video lesson or something like that. That's what this white area is here. I can have this little button right on the page, and when I pop it up, it automatically can be smart and pull up to the specific space for that specific course, right? So it's very contextual. And people can then have a discussion in the same place that they're consuming content, which is very different than if you were to use like a Facebook group where the discussion's happening hopefully in one place, the content that they're supposed to be discussing is happening in a different one. And that's why we built Circle, is to create this contextual discussion situation where people can have a discussion where the content is. Now, the other thing that you can do is you'll notice
Okay, so I don't know if you caught that. I actually had to watch that like 5 times over just because I couldn't believe it, but I guess it's not that hard to comprehend if you think about intercom. Yeah, let's pull up intercom. Intercom.com. Enter.com. Okay, you've seen intercom before. This little blue bubble right here, you probably recognize this icon. You click on it and you see a lot of companies using this, and it's kind of like a little messaging tool. It can also have documentation in it. It's mostly for customer service. So they've basically taken this concept and said, what if you had a little button and it pulled up Circle, what is Circle? Well, it's a messaging, chat, documentation, community in general. I mean, it's pretty much anything you want, and you can pull up specific points of that circle based on what you want to trigger or pull up in that page. So I haven't messed around with the code yet, but this is starting to get pretty interesting.
Right on the page, when I pop it up, it automatically can be smart and pull up to the specific space.
So this is like in a modal window built into the website, basically.
And people can then have a discussion in the same place that they're consuming content, which is very different than if you one place, the content that they're supposed to be discussing is happening in a different one. And that's why we built Circle, is to create this contextual discussion situation where people can have a discussion where the content is. Now, the other thing that you can do is you'll notice with MakerPad, they just link out to the community, right? And this is the most common thing. Everybody does this all the time. You should totally do it if it's right for you, and that's one way to do it. But the other thing you can do is you can just embed, right? You can embed an entire space. So if we look at MakerPad, look at this how do I Q&A space, right? So you can see here, it's a whole space. You can just take this feed here, all the discussion, and remove the stuff on the side and embed it into your website. And that's what this looks like. So if I click here, the showcase space, you'll notice this is all MakerPad's website. But then, 18 minutes ago, Brett posted this project. This is from the showcase space that's on the MakerPad main community instance over here. Here's another example of them doing this, right? So they've embedded the entire space on this page of their website, and then they actually scroll around and all of that, right? This is a private space, we're not logged in, can't see it yet, so the permissions still work. And so, you can really just make this feel like part of your experience. Now, that's how you integrate it into your site along with the SSO, all the labeling tools, things like that. But finally, there's also things like moderation. Frankly, this isn't really used that often because these communities tend to be private. They tend to be, people enter an email address, they apply to get access.
All right, so
engaged.
this is the less interesting stuff. Basically, you can embed different parts of this website, different parts of Circle. And I am most interested in this is it the topic widget? Yeah, the topic widget. So you can pull up specific topics, and it basically replaces the need for any type of commenting system. So I can probably just cut the commenting system fully out of Bonsai or disable it, assuming that this will be integrated. And this will be a more premium option for people because it's $50 a month. Facebook's free, so unless you have a community that's worth $50 a month to you, then it's really only going to be for people with established communities. Yeah, so I don't know if it'll be built into the default of Bonsai. It probably won't. It'll probably be like an upper, not the basic level, that's for sure. But all right, let's keep going down the rabbit hole. So let's see, where did I go? There we are. Which type of creator Circle is best for? Bloggers, course creators, newsletter writers, YouTubers. Yeah, it's really general. It's really starting to piece together in my mind what this could be now. I didn't really see it before. I thought it was just like a Slack alternative, basically. Okay, so which parts did I miss? Okay, so we watched that video. That blew my mind. That made me want to create my own community right from there. So that's their sales page. I've documented this a little bit better. But let me just show you it one more time. Let's see, where'd that incognito window go? Okay. Yeah, so this is their little sales squeeze page to get you to create your community. It's a free trial, no credit card required. Create your community. So I clicked on that, which led me to, which screen was it? Let me open these up in time order. Okay, so it's just this sign up form after you click that. Takes some basic information from you, then it takes you to the next page where it has you start working on your space. I'll cover this more in depth. I kind of missed some gaps because I jumped ahead already, but this is where I'm currently at in setting up this process. So I have a Bonsai space. It's now got its own subdomain, bonsai.circle.so. And from here I was just creating my first space. So I called it general. I'm making it open to people. I'm not making it private. I want new members to automatically be added to it. And then this part I'm not so sure about. It just gives you this little wireframe. It doesn't really explain the difference. So hopefully we can change that later and just mess around with it. Default settings. I will just keep these default for now. And default member notifications, same. Create space. Add some members and post the first topic. Okay, so yeah, it's really, I would say very Slack-like as far as the channels and the spaces right here. As for links, add a link, add useful links and bookmarks to your sidebar. Okay, just bookmarks basically down there. And then create a group of spaces. Organize your spaces in a space group. Okay, so I could say channels. Or I could say pro channels. Hide from non-space members. If enabled, the only spaces visible in the sidebar will be the ones someone is a member of, ideal for interest groups and member-driven spaces. I don't quite get that. Allow members to create spaces. Permissions. Allow community members to create their own spaces. Ideal for interest groups and member-driven spaces. So this would turn it into more of like a forum where people can create their own little spaces. For now, I'd probably want to keep a little bit of a tighter lock on that. Yeah, until I see a need for it. Automatically add members to new spaces within group. Members in this space group will be added to new spaces created within this group by default. Yeah. Automatically add members to this group when they join a space inside. Yes. Now create your first space in Pro Channels. So let's say, let's just have another general. Okay, you can design a locked page. That's cool. Hide from logged out visitors. Yes. Members. Add members from space. Members in the space group will be automatically added. Post view. Create space. One error. Slug is already taken. Okay. Cool. So all these slugs are being like pragmatically added to it. I can see how the API could get powerful. Early bird lifetime discount of 20%. Monthly active members. Okay, I really like their pricing page as well. Gonna screenshot this. Custom CSS JavaScript. API access. Complete white labeling. Automated moderation, advanced reporting, live video recording, automated workflows. Ooh, for WordPress, you have to get the professional plan, basic email support, unlock key features and high usage. Okay, key feature here is WordPress. Basic email, priority email, account manager. Okay, so I don't know if I really see a need to go to the professional yet, but I'll see. I will if I have to do that for testing for WordPress integration. But I might know some people that might give me access. Alright, so that's pricing. What does the profile look like? Topics, comment spaces. Embed the widget. Is this intercom they're using right here? Interesting. Embed the widget. Okay. When users click the icon, the community will pop up in a modal. You need to copy this code inside the head section of your website. I think the really cool thing is that by using these widgets these could all be handled in Google Tag Manager containers, so you can basically have a super secure version of the website as far as like the memberships and everything goes, and then to managing these widgets, they could, without needing any SSH keys or development environments or even adjusting the code at all. So that could potentially be a really cool option. Using an iframe, embed the comment section. Okay, I need to test this out immediately, so let's fire up Bonsai, I guess. Actually, doesn't really matter. I think I already have the future open. Yeah, I was able to give it like my own brand color, so that's pretty cool. I'm still waiting to see where dark mode is. I bet there's got to be a dark mode in the works. If not, I could probably build my own little set of CSS code to override it. Okay. Your community will pop up in a modal. You'll need to copy this code in the head section of your website. Preview what? The animation could use a little work. I mean, I feel like that's a lot better. But I could probably plug it into Bootstrap somehow. Let's just see how this goes. Okay. So this is going to go on the head. Let's give it a try. Just gonna fire up my local environment. Alright, so obviously you have to be making some space down this lower right corner. Alright, let's find that head and just drop that in. So we're gonna go into our theme, resources, views, partials, head. I'm just gonna drop this right here. And optional pass and a default space slug and or topic slug. Interesting. Alright, so we got this button right here. Having a hard time clicking it because of its interference with this section. Let me just delete this for now. Okay. Very snappy. I like that. And then if you want to pass a space or a topic, you can define that right here, and I'll dig more into that later. But that is really cool. I like how responsive it is. Just gotta get that dark mode working. I wonder if I could customize code within the iframe. I would think so. So if I wanted to. Yeah, I could definitely customize it within my site. Okay, these are all really good things. Okay, let's I want to deploy it so I can test it out on staging, but before we do that, let's do one more thing. Let's try topic widget. So use an iframe embed comment section, a topic or page on your website. Unless the user is logged in, this will only work for publicly visible topics. Okay, use an iframe embed the comment sections of a topic to a page on your website. Okay, let's try this on a different page maybe. So that's like a general, just the whole community's in that one. You could do that. You could pass a slug for topics and spaces, but if you wanted to specify one on a page, let's see how this looks. So, what page do we want to customize? Embed the comments section of a topic to a page of your website. Alright, so this one's going to be a little more technical. I'll learn how to do that later. I'll have to be like put in slugs into it and stuff, so that's pretty specific. Okay, that's committed. I'm eager to test this out, so let's just deploy it already. Staging, deploy, plugins. We don't need to do any database migration. some time. I need some coffee. All right, this is deployed to the staging site. Let's go test it out. I'm really curious about the load speeds. Okay, we'll go to the future dash staging. And it's here. Okay, first let's check out the load speed. Okay, the DOM loaded in about the same time it always does. Stripe took a second on that. I'm looking for Circle. Yeah. Well, there's like clearly not much of a performance drop in the DOM load time or anything. Okay, here's one. Where did that go? Okay, right here. Alright, these are some external images we're pulling in for now. Okay, general circle loads after the DOM, so that's great. And 238 milliseconds, not too bad. Okay, I like it. Now let's get rid of this and test it out. Instant. That's maybe the one exception I'd take for the modal. Takes a little bit longer. When you're doing the bootstrap one, it's a little bit more finessed. But that's instant. I really like that. Wish there was a subtle animation, but we might be able to do that ourselves. Well, I know we could, but we'll play around with it. Wow. Okay, that is just too easy. That's awesome. Question is, if I were not on incognito, okay, automatically has me logged in right here. That's awesome. Let's check out network. Do a hard refresh. DOM is loaded in 1.7. That could be due to some plugins even, because incognito is way faster. Yeah, 1.6. Interesting. I wonder if some of those are different plugins like LastPass loading in things with forms and whatnot. I'll have to look more into that later. Why it's faster in incognito mode. Maybe because it wasn't logged in. I don't know. So everything works exactly how I want it to work so far. Okay. Direct messaging. So I can have probably a button for even direct messaging to bring up a certain space or topic. Direct messaging, chats. Wow. Okay. So, check this out. this is the first thing I really wanted to talk about, but I'm going to keep this a little more low-key for now until I decide what to do with this information. But when I look under integrating WordPress with Circle, I thought of it more of like, how could they automatically log in with our WordPress? Like maybe it could redirect them through WordPress to log in the same way that you do a single sign-on through if you just wanted to use a Facebook login for multiple different things. Then you could come to our site and you could log in through that. And so that's all good and cool. Very impressive, but nothing completely new. There was this line that I read right here that really got me thinking. Circle supports single sign-on. You can now integrate with WordPress, making it a seamless experience for your WordPress members to log into your community. These members won't have to sign up or log in with their Circle account. So that's the other way I was maybe thinking it would go, that you'd have a Circle account that could work, but no. Instead, they'll use WordPress credentials and access Circle from your login page. So that's when I really started thinking, wow, they don't want their platform to be the new Facebook. They're like an add-on tool to the Facebook, and you can build your own Facebook if you want. Except you control more of the experience of it. It makes it like easy to build your own Facebook basically. And so one of the first things I'm gonna want to start messing around with is making sure that I can get these single sign-ons and OAuth plugins working. But when I get that nailed down, this is going to be one of the quickest, fastest, solid ways to get like a WordPress integration up and working with Circle. But now I have to start thinking of it of context of, okay, Bonsai is the main app now. I used to think the LMS was an add-on to the community, but now this is flipping on its head. It's quite interesting. First to sign up via custom URL. After enabling SSO, members won't be able to sign up via Circle. However, you can't keep the sign up button visible. You can keep the sign up button visible and point it to a custom sign up URL. So in this case, it would be bonsai.jackalope.io. And then if I wanted to point it further, I could have an enrollment page or something similar. OAuth provider, WordPress. Okay, yeah, this will be a little more technical for another day. I'm not gonna figure all this out right now while I'm just doing some research, but that was pretty easy to get that set up. You can deactivate direct messaging if you want. Already looked at that. Onboarding, customize invitation for emails that don't already have a Circle account. Customize invitation for emails that already have Circle account. Show an onboarding pop-up. I love how they framed the focus of this app to be on like onboarding and simplicity. Set up your custom domain here. So to add a domain for your Circle community, please follow these steps. Add a CNAME record to the DNS provider to configure the custom domain. You'll need to add a CNAME record. Okay. Check out our guide if you need help. Use this tool to validate CNAME record. Enter your custom domain. So I'm guessing you'd want a separate subdomain for your Circle and then a separate one for your Bonsai, if that makes sense. I don't think you could, because I think if you're doing a custom domain, it takes you just to the Circle page, like not the one with the embed in it. It takes you to this one that I'm looking at right now. Code snippets. Analytics, head code snippets. JavaScript code snippets. Member tags. Weekly digest. Cool, like a little newsletter or something. Embed. Profile. Notifications. Authentication. API. Create an API token. API tokens let you integrate Circle with custom applications and tools such as Zapier. API token 1. Okay. So then you probably just grab this and go hook it into something in Zapier. No, we want Circle. Circle custom relationship management? No, that ain't it. A modern community platform for creators. I don't think that's it. Send Circle invites to Circle members. Is that the same logo? Yeah. Right? I don't know why it says it's a CRM. That doesn't make any sense. Either way, there's a lot of integrations listed. Private podcasts, Shopify, okay. Interesting. topics, members, notifications. What does Circle use? Lodash. Ruby. Yeah. It's really modern. The routing is interesting. Basically, it seems like it's like Facebook, except without the algorithms, I'm guessing. Be interesting to see what it looked like on a bigger scale, if it started having any algorithmic choices or anything, but I don't know. That's it. So that's a good overlook of it. I pretty much went through the whole app. It's pretty basic as far as that goes, but when you start thinking about how to tie it into your own website, that's when I think things get really interesting, because suddenly your website becomes the new version of Facebook groups on your site, and then you can pull up different topics, discussions based on different interactions within the site and lay them out in different ways. It's going to take some time for me to wrap my head around how we're going to take full advantage of this. But I definitely picture Circle becoming a very main part of this stack right here. It kind of goes from left to right as far as like how married I am to this platform. Pretty much all this stuff is never going to go anytime soon. So I could see Circle fitting right in here, probably in between gravity forms. Starting to solidify into that never gonna leave group. We'll see how this works, but I can see where it's going, and I think it's gonna be a huge success. All right, so we've successfully deployed it on a staging site. Let me just pull that up. Where'd that go? There we go. So I'll just need to work on integrating it with the new version. I'll have to make some design changes. Relocate. I could relocate it probably to the bottom left hand if I wanted to, but I've got to think contextually of how Bonsai is going to change according to this, because really what we can do is embed the content within individual courses. It can bring up different modal windows that are relevant, so it could get pretty crazy. I'm going to need some time to wrap my head around it, but this is where my head's at. So I'm going to do stream me going heavy into the documentation, because that would just be almost as boring as watching paint dry. But I think this could give someone a good overview of what Circle is capable of and what types of things you could do with it that people might not even be thinking right now. That's what I'm trying to think. How can we integrate these accordions to different components that pull up from the discussion part of the app, and what kind of ways can I even layer them in 3D layers so you could be switching between the content and the discussions, and there's a lot of stuff we could do here. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing a little bit of tinkering and research on it, but this is the main overview, and this is going to majorly change the development from here on out. I have a strong feeling. So